Hi everyone, my name is Alisha, and if you haven't seen my previous videos, I am a cult survivor of the Message Believers founded by William Branham. And today I'm just going to be talking about some of the do's and don'ts. And it would depend on your household, the church you go to, how strict these rules were followed. So the first thing I want to touch on is one of the big no-nos for women. Women are not allowed to cut their hair in the cult. Growing up, I don't think I cut my hair until I was a teenager, maybe 13, 14. And my parents knew right away that I cut my hair. Growing up, my hair was so thick and long, obviously. The only time my hair was ever, trimmed at all was, if I got bubble gum in my hair when I was a toddler. But anyway, so when I cut my hair that time, for the very, very first time, I started wearing my hair up. My parents still noticed that I cut my hair. And one of the reasons they noticed is because I would always ask my mom if she would help me with my hair because it was so thick and long. So that was one of their red flags that something's off. And I on and on trimmed it for a while, and then when I was, 17, we were having a lot of trouble in the household because, my brother and I, we were rebelling. And there was so much chaos and so much other stuff going in the cult and family. And so my dad flat out told me that if I cut my hair again, that he would kick me out of the house. 16 or 17-year-old, a minor, told me he would kick me out. There was no other kind of punishment. It was just flat out kick me out. So I didn't cut my hair again until years later when I got completely out of the cult. But that's another story. Anyway, they believe that if you cut your hair, that a man has a right to divorce his wife. There was someone close to me that cut their hair, and their husband was very, very upset, and he basically told her, "I can put you away." That's how they view it. That's how strict some of them are on it. Also, another thing that was a big no-no was women and girls could not wear pants or shorts, and it couldn't be above the knee. And in my household, obviously I couldn't wear shorts and pants. Anyway. But my brothers, some groups in the Branham's cult wore shorts. Some didn't. Well, my father didn't allow one of my brothers, which was my middle brother, to wear shorts. But my youngest brother, he allowed him to wear shorts. And then I was allowed to wear to the knee on my skirts and dresses. But, I mean, I guess there was just some favoritism there. As far as my father having favoritism with my brothers. Yeah. Some households were not allowed to watch TV, watch movies, play video games. My household was allowed for a while until we were teenagers. We started rebelling, especially me and one of my brothers that my dad didn't favor very well. So even as adults, he took, like, I was living there till I was 21 and got kicked out. He took all of our electronic devices when we were teenagers and would not give them back. I got a laptop when I went to college and I was allowed to keep it. So, and I ended up having the disk drive so I could watch movies and play games, and I got away with it. Some groups would not allow you to play sports. I wasn't allowed to play sports because the skirt thing. You know, in schools, they don't want you to wear a skirt if you're playing sports. My dad kind of acted like he let me play unless he was just putting me on or whatever. I remember in elementary and high school, I wore a skirt in PE classes, and it was so uncomfortable. But in high school, when I had PE, I just went ahead. I snuck and wore shorts. I couldn't handle it anymore. Just could not. And I knew as a small child that I wanted to wear pants. When I was about 3 or 4, my mom was doing laundry and I pulled a pair of sweatpants out that was my brother's, and I was going to try to put them on, and my mom's like, oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, so those are some do's and don'ts. And in new videos, I'll go deeper on the TV and games and movies and all that. But this is just a short video on what I could and could not do. Just a little bit of my experience to give you an idea of what you can and cannot do as far as wearing. But also, I will say that, you know, you can't wear makeup, you can't paint your nails, you can't have any piercings or tattoos. I never got any, and it's not because I was in a cult, of course it crossed my mind, and I love the way some tattoos look, but it just isn't me. And also as far as skirts go, when I completely got out of the cult, I was, I think, 23. And obviously, I wanted to express myself and be the way that I wanted to. And it's like, well, you're out of the cult. You can. Well, even though you rebel, sometimes you kind of have to give in a little bit because I was going through so much depression. And when I lived with my dad, and when I went to go live with his older brother, after my dad kicked me out, I didn't have a job, I didn't have a car, I didn't have nowhere to go, and I had a hard time I didn't want my dad taking me to work no more. I didn't want my uncle taking me to work. It was just very uncomfortable and just so many other factors in there. And so when I finally did leave, 20 some years and having to fight and deal with all of that, when you get out of the cult, it feels like, oh, people are watching me, they're judging me, they're even my own family. That's what I felt like, the ones that are out of the cult. But I came to realize it's like it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. And the family that got out of the cult, they're not judging me. They want me to be happy. And even if they didn't, that's too bad for them. So one day I put my pair of pants on and I didn't hide it that I was wearing pants. And yeah, from then on, I was fine, and I felt like I found myself. And but now I have family that got out of the cult that they still wear their skirts, but it's not, oh, I have to wear the skirts, I have to. It's no, I want to. It's not that they have to anymore. They're able to make that choice. And that's the main thing. You should be able to express yourself, live your life the way you want to, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And me, those ladies that want to wear a skirt or wear pants or shorts, that's our choice. I still have long hair, but as I said in the video, I have cut it more than once since I escaped the cult. So I think the longest I had my hair was past my knees. It's not anywhere near there now, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope everyone has a nice day, and next week I'll have another topic. I might start on more about history or more about Branham. Kind of switch it up a little bit, but I'm not sure yet. But definitely more content coming next week. I hope everyone has a good day, and thanks for watching.